Hey guys, it's Drac. Wanted to make a quick video for you guys doing an update. I've got something at the end of this video for a specific viewer to show, but I wanted to show something that I've learned from a friend of mine in Savannah. He's been teaching me chainmail recently, and he made this for me. It's actually an aluminum plate for my mini clip, which is really cool. It improves upon the design and makes it much more solid, and I just really liked it. I thought it was shiny, which is fun, and it's easier to attach because I can sand one end and leave the other end smooth, and it looks good and functions well, and it's a whole lot better and I think a cleaner mod than the way I usually do it, which is using DVD casing or Tupperware, and those aren't nearly as cool. He also taught me a way to make my Alpha Trooper shotgun fire, which is so simple I can't believe I haven't thought of it before, and I've improved upon that just a little bit. You all know what this is. This is my Alpha Trooper. I've recently had to fix it, which isn't a big deal, but you'll learn more about that in my HVZ Arsenal video, which should be coming up soon. I've recently renamed it as well. I'm calling it the Death Dealer CS Infinity because I carry so much ammo during HVZ. I'm going to be loading the mini clip with this new shotgun type dart. Now, to show you how I make these, I start with an original streamline, and then I cut it roughly in half, and then I cut a little bit off the back end of each one of those to accommodate for the extra length that this type of head induces. Now, this is a hot glue dome that I vacuum load down inside it by pulling it up through a barrel while it cools, and I keep a BB inside there, and then I put a little bit of hot glue over the top. It's reasonably flat compared to my regular hot glue domes, which look more like this. You can see the difference there pretty clearly. And when I load them in, they load into a clip in such a simple way that I can't believe I never thought of it before. I put the regular end first and then the Stefan end in, and I can stack them in this manner. Now, these don't work very well with drum clips. They tend to get caught, but with regular loading clips, they work very well, and they tend to chamber pretty well. And there's not, while there is a noticeable loss in range, it's not too bad. It's usually only about 10 feet over the ranges you're getting. So I like this. I think it's good for close quarters HVZ, and it's very clever. Everybody should try this out just to see how they like it. The spread is nice, and the range loss isn't a big deal, especially in a game like HVZ. You can see here that this is how the darts line up the same way they normally do in the plunger tube, and when I prime it, they chamber just the way that they used to, and when I fire, I launch 2 darts at once. It's very cool and very useful. I'll show you that again. See how the darts have lined up, and I fire and get a very reasonable spread. I find that the Stefan accelerates the regular head out, and upon firing they both go reasonably similar distances, but because of the different weights, the spread is up and down, and if you tilt your gun, you can get them to spread at an angle. It's very cool, and while it takes a little bit of practice, it's certainly something worth trying out, especially if you do HVZ and your mods will allow it. Anyway, I wanted to show you that. I thought that both of those inventions were cool. For those of you guys who wonder how I take these mini clips out, obviously it's easier in the Alpha Trooper because there's a lip, but most of the time you can just prime the blaster, pull the release, and shake them out. If you can't do that, you can typically lock in and pull them out. It's really not all that hard. The other thing I wanted to show was this. It's a Maverick that I've made for a trade for a vintage blaster, and it wasn't a complicated Maverick. It's a Sonic Series body with regular parts. I really like this sort of scheme, as you guys remember from my leftover radioactive Maverick, which still sees a lot of battle in these stock wars I go to. But this is similar, and it has an extra feature, and I'll kill this light real quick after I fire it to show you, but I've integrated a single LED into this, and it matches the blaster, which I thought was cool. It has a small signature on the bottom near the switch, which has been integrated. I've got 3 darts loaded in this. I'll fire them all. It's getting very nice ranges with stock darts. I want to say that with a slight angle is punching 50 feet, which is very respectable for a Maverick and allows it to compete with a Night Finder. As you can see, I've done all of my mods. It's got the pennies, as well as the full barrel drop and full AR removal. But what makes it neat is when I kill the lights, and I still have my main lights on, but you should be able to tell. A, all the wiring is held in with glow-in-the-dark hot glue, which you'll never be able to pick up on my camera, but looks neat, take my word for it. And when I flip this switch, I have a green ultra-bright LED that acts as a tactical light and matches the blaster. It would be neater with two, but I wanted this to be easily moddable by the person. When I do dual LEDs, it's generally too complicated for other people to work on. But with the single LED, it all fits in one side of the shell. It's easy to open and do maintenance on, and it still produces a very nice amount of light. As always, thanks for watching. I'm going to keep trying to upload videos at this pace, but it's difficult.